So second day, I wake up before Alyssa. I'm like, do I go gamble while I wait for her to wake up? I was like,
Yes, I do.
No, but I will drink a beer. 9:30 in the morning. I will drink a beer.
Vegas.
I'm in Vegas. I'm
there
not
is
driving.
No time.
Yeah, I'm not driving.
Welcome to the You Like That podcast. I think that blew the mic out a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. You don't need to be too close with these. Welcome. I'm Jake and I'm a Grass Daddy. Welcome back, Trace. This is your third time?
Third time. Yep.
Third time.
Third or fourth.
It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
But hold on. First of all, before we start.
Oh, yep.
Maybe
Check
not.
that out.
Maybe not blinking. That might, seizure.
We need to put a warning up on the screen.
We'll put a seizure warning at the beginning of the episode. But
there we go.
Trace, for those of you that don't know, is a good friend of mine. Buddies from high school, and we've been buddies ever since. Really, middle school.
Middle school, yeah.
But we've been friends ever since. I was the best man at his wedding because, come on,
I mean, let's be real.
We all know I'm the best man for the occasion. But speaking of high school, dude, I had a dream last night
about high school.
Okay. But before we do that, let's crack into this old mini fridge. Let's see what we got.
I want to hit
drink
your laptop.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. What do we got in here?
We got some Bud Heavies.
Some Bud Heavy. Ooh, the Christmas theme.
The Christmas theme.
Going with the Christmas theme.
Even though
it's not Christmas.
It's a day late.
But it was just Christmas, so it's basically still, when is the appropriate time to stop celebrating Christmas?
Right after Christmas. I mean,
kind of after New Year's, maybe.
I have a hot take, but I don't like to listen to Christmas music until after Thanksgiving.
Fair.
And then
valid.
I leave the Christmas tree up though until probably until after Easter because we do Easter decorations.
Damn.
But all
after
other
Easter?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Damn.
Easter decorations on the tree. But yeah, all the Christmas decorations besides the tree come down.
So you're like the opposite of stores. Once Halloween is done,
it's Christmas already.
It's
go time.
I feel like the moment they're starting to run out of their Halloween supplies, they're like, well, let's move in the next thing to fill the shelves. And it's like I haven't even trick-or-treated yet.
Yeah.
And we're already looking at, but you're like the opposite. You're like, we'll do it right on time, but then it's going to stay up for a while.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Which is valid. But it's not Christmas anymore. And the other thing too is, we went to the Lincoln Children's Zoo today. Mm-hmm. Me with my girlfriend's family, and I was wondering about the Christmas, the zoo lights, how long they stay up. And there was a sign there that said they stay on till the 30th
of December.
Right.
Okay.
So I wonder if the normal kosher thing is because New Year's is kind of its own holiday. Mm-hmm. It's not really Christmas related, but it kind of is because it's so close to Christmas. Anyway.
I don't know. I mean, Star City Shores still had theirs up when I drove over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is they spend so much time and money to put that up.
Yeah.
They're probably going to try to get as much money return from selling tickets and stuff. When money's involved and there's a driving factor for sales and stuff, they don't really give a fuck what people think is kosher.
Yeah.
They'll just, if you're going to buy tickets, then it's Christmas time.
Come spend money here.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Right.
We might fuck around and put it up in July.
Christmas in July.
Christmas in July, mother. Anyways. It's been a while since we've had the camera. Normally, because when I have three guys, I have it set up over there. Mm-hmm. But my regular co-hosts are, they're dropping like flies. I mean, they're...
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
They're dead?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
they're all deceased. I mean, you're the last... I mean, it's the podcast cursed.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I better watch my bag. I'm next.
You are next. No, I don't know. Everyone's away on, like I said, it's Christmas. I don't even know. I haven't even been on a consistent uploading schedule lately because not that long ago I had COVID, and with this time of year, it's kind of weird with people are in town, some people are leaving, but thank you for coming over. Back to my story.
Back to your story. Yep. Lincoln Zoo.
No.
Oh.
My dream I had.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yep.
So I had a dream last night, and I'm glad I remembered this. It was, and I don't know about you, but I have reoccurring dreams about high school a lot.
Oh, really?
Do you? At all?
But I do have reoccurring dreams, just not about high school.
So my reoccurring dream I always have about high school is like I have a late assignment. Probably because I turned in a lot of late assignments and usually had late assignments.
Yeah.
Because I procrastinated a lot in high school. And I'm always having these dreams where I'm like super angsty because I'm like, I have to turn this in, but I haven't done it yet. So in my dream, for whatever reason, it was Miss Jank's class. It was like it was English class, and we had to do a project where it doesn't really make sense for English, but it kind of does. It was a project. We had to design like a house or like an apartment, some kind of building.
Okay.
And then give like a written presentation about it because there was a writing element to it or whatever. And I'm like walking in and it's presentation day, knowing full well that I haven't
done anything.
I haven't even drawn a picture or anything. Like no rough outline or anything. And I get to my desk and sitting at my seat is like an image of like an apartment building. And I'm like, oh, like she must have like a default image queued up, like ready to go for some people that forgot to do their assignment. And she's going to like make them wing it or something and like give a presentation anyways, even if they don't have anything. So, and then I looked over at your seat and the exact same image of the default apartment was on there. And I'm like, yep, that's probably what it is.
Sounds about right.
Because Trace probably didn't do his assignment either. So he also got the default apartment image. So I thought you would think that's funny because...
Yeah, that sounds like us.
It sounds exactly like us in high school. And that's the dream I had last night. So,
speaking of dreams, dude, have you ever had like a dream loop?
What do you mean?
So I've been having these recently, and they scare the bejeebus out of me.
What?
But essentially, it's like a dream where you keep waking up, but you're still in the dream. And so you keep doing something like everyday occurrences, and then you wake up again, but you're not awake. And then eventually you start to realize I'm stuck in a loop. The first time it happened to me, I thought I was in a coma. Like I was like, I'm never waking up again. Yeah. Like it was that scary. Like I was
But was it just all in the midst of a dream in one night of sleep?
Yeah.
So it wasn't, so like what would happen? Like you'd be at Jet Splash and then you would like wake up in bed?
So the first one, it started off where I was like at that doghouse that we dogs at that pit bull.
Yeah.
That one. And so I like woke up in the spare bedroom where we would sleep at, and I, got my Jet Splash clothes on. I let the dog out. I went to work, worked a shift, woke up. And each time Alyssa was right next to me in bed, and she'd be like, just go back to bed. And so then I would wake up.
And they felt like 8-hour days?
Yeah. They felt like I was working a shift.
Oh my God.
Coming home, Alyssa would be like, just go to bed. And then I would wake up in another dream.
So in real life, you might have been like getting up to pee or something, like sleepwalking.
It could have been.
But in your dream mind, it was like a full day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so then the second time we're back at our place, I wake up next to Alyssa. I, do some laundry or some shit and come back up, and Alyssa's like, go to bed. Each time in the loop, she just kept telling me to go to bed. Like, just go to bed. And so
that makes me think you're like up and about, and she's like, come on, Trace, go back to bed.
Like
you might be wandering around sleepwalking or something.
But I told Alyssa about this, and she, like, in real life, like after the dream, and she was like, that's weird that I kept saying, just go to bed.
So she wasn't actually telling you to go to bed.
Yeah, she wasn't
In
herself.
real life.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so then like 4 or 5 dream loops in, I'm like starting to realize that I'm in a dream. Like I just
So
can't
now you're
wake
starting
up.
to get aware of it in the dream.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've heard the theory that if you have like a tattoo or if like you mark your hand and then you go to sleep and you look at your hand in the dream, and if that mark's not there, for me it's my tattoo. If my tattoo's not there on my arm, I know I'm in a dream.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so I would
It's crazy that you're lucid enough to think of that in your dream. Mm-hmm. So then what do you do when you look down and you don't see?
I don't see it. Yeah, I just think I'm in a dream. Like I'm like, obviously I have a tattoo there.
So then, but then what do you do?
Usually I can
I'm
start
just gonna
lucid
punch someone in
dreaming.
the face.
Yeah, usually I can start doing whatever the fuck I want. But in this scenario, I could still do whatever I wanted. But if I like woke up, it would be another dream. And so this happened probably 7-8 times that night. And then
You
finally
had 7 loops in one night?
7 loops. But yeah, like when I finally woke up, and you know me, I'm not like the guy to fight someone or fight any entity or anything. But when I woke up, like actually, I like pulled myself out of bed. Like I ripped myself out of bed and I like had my hands up like I was ready to box. And I was like, there's no one fucking here, like other than Alyssa in bed. And I told Alyssa about it. And all she had to say was she was still sleeping. She was like, I'm sorry that happened to you. And I was just like, I know there's not much you can say. It happened in my dream, but that shit sucked. Like I didn't think I was going to wake up.
I wonder if there's like a name for that, or if it's like a condition, or if it's just...
I don't know, but it's only happened this year. Never had it happen before.
It sounds like it sounds like a fucked up like mushroom or acid trip. Because you know some of those drugs like salvia, there's like crazy time dilations that happen.
That could be too.
Well, you're not tripping.
Well, no, but I could have maybe some residual effects from when I used to. I don't know.
But
I
it
don't
still
know how
wouldn't
that
be
works.
in your system.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. But anyway, I would.
But those are, but like a salvia is like, it's 10 minutes of being high, but it can feel like a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
When you're tripping. But you're just sleeping.
Right.
Anyways.
Pretty
Pretty good beer, huh?
good beer.
Are you still on the Budweiser?
Not really. I mean, I'll get it occasionally just for the nostalgia.
Them Clydesdales, baby. So, the main reason we wanted to have you here was not only because it's been a while since we've hung out, but also because you recently went back to Vegas. And you told me that you had quite a story to tell me, and I was like, hold on, wait, save it for the pod. Sounds like you've been itching to tell me some of the stuff that went down, so
yeah.
I'm all ears, I'm all headphones. I would love to hear. So, why did you go back?
All right.
We say it as if it's like, why did you go back there?
Why would you ever do that to yourself? No, we must have spent enough money last time we were there to get promos in our email, because you know how we signed up for those membership cards,
right?
Well,
MGM,
the MGM, yeah. So we got a promo for, I want to say it was like 4 nights free.
What?
Yeah, 4 nights free. All we had to do was pay the resort fee, which was like $30 a night. So it was $30 a night to stay back at the Excalibur. So we were like, we gotta go, like free,
Free rooms.
So anyway,
can I get another beer?
No.
No, you may not.
No, you may not. There you go. So anyway,
so we were flying to Vegas.
So okay, yeah. So that'll start us off.
Give me every fucking detail. You woke up.
I woke up.
Took a piss.
I was gonna say took a piss. No, but I'm a bad flyer. Like I haven't flown enough times to where I can easily enjoy a flight. And the day we left, it was cloudy.
Okay.
Rainy.
Okay.
Like the day we left, like us when your mom took us. It was cloudy, rainy.
Yeah.
But this time it was like heavy rain.
Oh shit.
And so I'm telling Alyssa, I'm like, can planes take off in this heavy rain? Because I haven't been on enough flights to know. And she's like, oh yeah. I was like, how do they see through the clouds? She's like, they've got a button for that or something.
I don't know why I was picturing Alyssa just going like, I don't know.
And just my brain just circling back through it. We're going to die.
And she's like, Trace, go to sleep.
Go to bed.
You're like, no.
So we get on the plane.
You had a couple beers before.
Right? Yeah, at the airport bar. Had 2 beers and a Godfather's pizza slice. That's my go-to.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So the story really starts once we get there.
Okay.
And
take me there.
So the flight was fine. There's quite a bit of turbulence, but I don't know. It was fine. And we touched down. We were in that same little Uber pickup area. Didn't have a problem.
Bullshit grid system.
Yeah, we didn't have a problem
that
this time.
actually is kind of efficient.
Yeah. And we get all our bags in there. We get to the Excalibur. By the way, our Uber driver this time didn't say a word, so I was like, I'm not gonna say anything, you know.
Did you guys both sit in the back?
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. But anyway,
pretend like you're being chauffeured around.
And this is where it begins. We walk into the hotel and immediately get stopped by one of those employees, kind of like that one lady that was talking about that cow machine. Yeah. It was like one of those ladies.
Yeah. They're like, you want to see a show tonight? Or
yeah.
You want tickets to...
And so she was like, how old are you guys? And I was like, oh, I'm 26 at the time. It was right before my birthday. And then I was like, oh, this is 24.
Yeah, what day? When did you go?
It was the 18th through the 22nd, I want to say.
Of November.
Yeah. And so we get there and she's like, how old are you? Yeah. And she's like, do you guys want free vouchers, free gifts and stuff? And I was like, I like free stuff. I didn't have you there with me to be like, Trace, just ignore. But anyway.
Nothing in Vegas is free.
And so she takes me and Alyssa. We still have our bags. We just got there. We haven't even checked in yet.
Right.
And so she takes us to this like front desk associate and he's like, yo, I can get you this, and this for free if you guys want it. Like $200 in slot play, 2 tickets to 2 different shows for free, $25 in free play, like stuff like that, like good stuff. Like I was like, oh, hell yeah. And he's like, all you got to do
is go to this 2-hour meeting.
All you got to do is go to this. It's going to be like an 1.5 to 2-hour tour of this new casino that we're building. And I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. We didn't have anything planned today anyway. And he was like,
can we check in first? He's like, nope.
Yeah. I was like,
go right now.
Yeah, essentially. I was like, so should we check in and go drop our bags off in her room? And he was like, no. Just drop your bags off at the bag concierge. And I was like,
and they take
them, label them, grab a ticket, whatever. And so I'm like, okay.
We'll label it sucker. They just put sucker on
loser,
the tag. Yeah,
idiot. But so we're like, okay, we do that. We get back to the front desk guy. He's like, I got a taxi for you. Like, let me walk you over there. It's free. The taxi ride there was free. So we go. I'm like, oh, we're getting free stuff. I'm sitting in this taxi. I'm like,
you felt like a baller a little
I was
bit?
like, yeah. I was like, low-key, 1.5, 2 hours. That's not too bad. And we get there, and we had to wait in the lobby. Like, we gave them our names, and they're like, okay, just sit down.
Where was it?
It was down on the strip, but way down. Like, you couldn't walk to the other hotels down. Like, that's how far down it was. We didn't go this far down last time when we were there.
Shit.
And so the only thing next to this casino were pretty much just like restaurants and one other casino across the street. And that's all there was. And so I was like, man, this is pretty far off the strip. But anyway,
almost
we get
like
there.
You feel like you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah. So we wait for 30 minutes for them to call our name. I was like, are
there a bunch of other people there?
Yeah, a bunch of other people waiting in this waiting room.
Okay.
They finally call our names. We get this bigger lady who's supposed to be giving us the tour, but she's like, oh, yeah, and I forgot to mention, the dude at the front desk said there's going to be good food, there's going to be free drinks, stuff like that. So,
what time of day is this?
It would have been like 3:30 p.m. on the dot.
Okay.
And so we get there, we finally get called. It's a bigger lady, so she's obviously moving very slowly. And I looked,
as they do.
I was like, Alyssa, this is going to be terrible. And so she starts giving us the tour, but first she's like,
I'm going to get her like one of those Walmart scooters.
On God. Yeah, I would have been faster. But she was like, let's eat first. And I was like, okay. I was like, they promised us some good food, you know.
You don't say. This lady wanted to eat first.
In my mind, I'm picturing like shrimp and like, I don't know. Steak.
Buffet.
Something. Yeah, buffet style free food. No. The worst ham and cheese sandwich on like a hamburger bun.
With worse than a school grabbing.
Right. Yeah. One piece of lettuce and one tiny little tomato slice. Just a little tomato slice. And then one bag of Lay's potato chips.
Baked or unbaked?
Unbaked.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay. I eat 2 bites of this dry ass sandwich.
Like, can a brother get some Miracle Whip?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. But I was like, I'm just not going to eat this. I'll wait till we get back to the hotel. And like I said, he said an hour to 2 hour, or an hour and a half to 2 hour tour. We were there for 3 hours.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't really a tour. It was to buy a timeshare.
The timeshare.
And so we're on this 3-hour tour. She keeps asking us. She's like pointing out some cool stuff about this casino. Don't get me wrong. But the whole time I'm like, I'm just here for the free stuff. And so she's pointing out they got like a whole.
So was this like a casino that was being built or something? Because they said a new casino.
So there was going to be a casino built across the street from it, but they wanted to get rid of the rooms at this one. Like they wanted people to timeshare this one out.
So for people that don't understand, a timeshare plan, scam, whatever, notorious tourist destinations will have something like this, where essentially they're trying to goad you into like purchasing like a room or a condo in some sort of resort, villa, whatever.
Yeah.
And then like when you're not there, because obviously this is just going to be a vacation spot for you, then someone else can use that room and essentially pay you rent?
Yeah. Yeah, like you would have to try to find clients to fill this timeshare to even make your money back.
Right. Which is probably improbable.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they have to try to scam people into doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's not the most advantageous business plan.
No.
So that's why they kind of try to sucker tourists into it by throwing stuff in their face like free this, free that.
Yep. And so,
no offense.
No, I mean, he didn't say it was a timeshare. He said it was a tour of a new hotel.
Right. So he lied.
He essentially lied to my face. I'm tired. I just got off a plane. It's only 3:30, you know.
So you get done about 6:30.
It was like 6:30.
So it's dark at this point.
I went in, it was day. I went out, it was nighttime. I did not like it. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff at the hotel was really cool, or like casino. They had like a podcast room in the middle of the casino floor.
What?
Yeah, where like people would go in.
What was it called?
I don't even remember I think it was called the Grand View, but I could be wrong on that. You can fact check me later.
I believe you.
Okay, good point. And so, yeah, a lot of this stuff was really cool. They had bowling alleys that if we did purchase, you know, it'd be free for us to use. Movie
like you
theater,
would have access to this
to
stuff.
all these free stuff. They had grills outside that we could just use, like we could just buy.
So was it like apartments, like condos?
It was like condos, yeah, essentially. And
all of this sounds cool, but they're pretty expensive, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's part of the reason why it's not that advantageous.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So she kept asking us every about half an hour. So are you guys going to say yes? We're like, no. We just came here for the free stuff. She's like, all right, I'm going to keep pitching it to you, though, every 30 minutes.
Well, she's getting paid to pitch it to you, whether you want to or not.
Yeah. And so finally the 3 hours have gone by, and Alyssa was like on her phone checking the time, just because she was like, if it goes past 3 hours, I'm going to say, give us our free shit and let's go. But
oh yeah, because I was thinking about, I wouldn't be as nice, and I'd probably be like, I don't want to do this. Can I leave? Mm-hmm. And then they'd probably be like, well, you have to stay till the end if you want your free stuff.
Yeah. And at that point,
if I'm this far in,
you kind of have to.
Right.
But
I'd be like, can we cut the bullshit? Like, we're not buying this.
Right.
You lied to us. Mm-hmm. This is a timeshare thing.
Yep.
I just wanted $200 in free slot play.
Right. Yep. And so
I don't even give a fuck about Carrot Top. I just want the $200 in free.
And so we get to the end, and she's like, let me go get the dude with the paperwork, and he's going to get you your free stuff. I was like, okay, we finally got out of here. All we have to do is make it through and then leave. No, this guy proceeds to bring a paper with the pricing on it for the timeshare. And he's like, slides the paper across the table. And he's like, do these numbers look good for you, like to buy? And I look at it.
Do you remember what they were?
The total cost was like $15,000.
That you would just have to pay right there?
No, just I would make monthly payments. But then there was $1,000 deposit I would have had to pay right there.
Right.
And then I think it was like I needed to pay $200 a month. But even if I did all of that, I would still have to pay $259 to come here, essentially, whenever I wanted. Even though being a member, I'd still have to pay $259 to stay for a week, granted.
Right.
Like $259 for the whole week isn't bad. But like you said, it's like you kind of have to find people to fill those slots. Right. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. And so I'm like, no, like this number you're showing us is way more than either of us had in our bank accounts.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
I was like,
I physically cannot pay you.
Yeah, and he was like, okay, let me go get your free stuff. And we wait another 5 minutes. He comes back with a new piece of paper.
A new offer?
Slides it to me. The difference was it was now like $11,000 with a like $800 deposit.
Dude, you've got him right where you want him, Johnson.
And I was like, bro, I was like, we cannot afford this. And he was like, why not?
You're like, read my lips.
Right.
Where's my free shit?
Right. And so he's like, why not? This is a really good deal. And I was like, no. And he was like, okay. I pretty much told him, bro, I'm ready to leave.
I cannot pay that.
I cannot pay that. We just got here. Like, I'm fresh off a plane. Our luggage is God knows where in the concierge room.
I haven't seen my room yet.
Right. I haven't even checked in. And so he was like, okay. And then he finally gets us the free shit. We walk outside. Another couple walks out. And they go, did they try to get you too? And we were like, we were just here for the free shit. And the husband was like, Lord knows I was here for the free shit. And so finally,
I thought you were going to say a couple was walking in and you were like, leave.
If I would have saw a couple trying to walk in, I would have been like, don't do it.
Get out.
Get out now. Get out now.
It's not worth it.
And so we get all of our free shit. The $200 in free slot play was to one specific hotel called the Casino Royale. We go there, not same day, but I'm just trying to give you a premise of how.
Where's the Casino Royale?
It was in between. So it was on the other side of Caesar's Palace, but it was in between Caesar's Palace and Paris, in the Paris hotel. So you know where we drank at Beer Park, that bar?
Sure.
It was just a little ways further down.
Kind of by the guitar?
Yeah.
Across from Bellagio, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And so we get in there. We're like, hey, we got this $200 free slot use. And the lady's like, yep, you're going to have to go over there to the sign that says, like, waiver slot games. Like, pretty much for this use. We go over there. There's probably 12 machines. 8 of them don't work. And the only way to win money off this 200 free slot play was if we hit the jackpot.
Oh my God. So it's not a universal $200.
Nope.
It's for specific slots at a specific casino.
And even if you won, like it said, sometimes you'd win like $1.50, $2. It would just go zero.
It had to be the major or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is impossible to
Which
win.
is impossible.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And we were supposed to, Brendan and Chloe were there. And we were supposed to hang out with them that night. And I tell them, I'm like, bro, we just wasted 3 hours of our first day here. Like, we'll just hit you up tomorrow and meet up.
They're like, all right, we'll meet you after we get this meeting for this new hotel.
I would be like, no,
don't
do it. And okay, so there was one event.
So that was your first day.
First day,
and like I said, your wheels hit the tarmac.
Yep. And like I said,
ready to play some quick hit blitz.
The $200 and free play ticket or whatever, we didn't use the same day. I was just trying to tell you how fucked up that was. But everything else turned out as good as it could have been.
Oh, good.
But, okay. So, second day, I wake up before Alyssa. I'm like, do I go gamble while I wait for her to wake up? I was like,
yes, I do.
No, but I will drink a beer. 9:30 in the morning. I will drink a beer.
Vegas.
I'm in Vegas. I'm
there
not
is
driving.
No time.
Yeah, I'm not driving. So we wake up, we go down. Once Alyssa wakes up, we gamble for a little bit. And then we went to...
Because you're at Excalibur, right?
Yeah.
Take your time. Take your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So the second day we gambled. I hit up Brendan. I was like, yo, what are your plans for the day? And he was like, we're going to go to Area 15.
Where did they stay?
They stay...
Trying not to interrupt you, but I'm just trying to get details about your story.
You're good. To be honest, I don't remember where they stayed. But I should also give you this background too. While we were there, the F1 races were they were setting up for the F1 races that were that weekend. And so, you know how easy it was for us to walk this strip when we were there? Just like pretty much you pick a side and you can just walk.
Yeah, you go across one of the bridges
and you can just keep walking. Yeah.
Right.
Everything was so confusing. They had shit blocked off left and right. You had to like go up into a casino, go around, go down.
Because of barriers or whatever?
Yeah, all the barriers they were putting up. I mean, like, it was nonstop. Just, how do we get over there? How do we get over there? Let's keep trying to figure it out. And so...
You have to ask someone, and they're just like, you'll have to pay me for the answer.
Yeah, essentially.
You have to go through that casino, but you got to pay to get in because there's a cover. You're like, it's a fucking casino that steals money from people.
Right. And so that first day, we try to go find that Casino Royale to use those bogus-ass slot plays because Brendan and Chloe are going to Area 15. I'm like, I don't really want to do that again. Like, it was fun the first time when we went. But...
Imagine they were like, oh, yeah, that's on our East Coast location, the Casino Royale.
Like, completely across Vegas.
Like, you would have to... No. Like East
Coast
America. Like, you can't get to it anywhere close to here. Anyways, so you went to Area 15. That's where...
No, we didn't go, but that's where they were going. Oh. But that's where we went. That had that Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that was cool and all, but...
It was all right.
Yeah, we don't really need to spend... What was it, like $40, $50 a person?
I don't even know.
Something like that. So we're like, nah, we'll just catch up with you later. So we go, we walk around... We did something else. I can't remember. But we used those slot tickets that were bogus. Shit. Terrible. Never do it. Timeshare's a scam. And then we met up with Brendan and Chloe at Beer Park later in the night.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And so at this point, I've had probably like 6, maybe 7 of the only beers that they sell in the casino, the 25-ounce
The big
beers.
silos?
Yeah, the big silos. That's all I had been drinking.
Which we recently learned on the last pod are called hobo cans. Have you ever heard that?
Hobo cans or Hobokens?
Hobo
cans. I could understand why they would call it that. It's like
Because hobos drink them?
Yeah, it's like the biggest size they can get for the cheapest price, I guess.
Mate, I
and
mean,
they
I don't know.
barely have any money. I usually see them with like 40s. Like, I don't know if you remember at Da Vinci's, they would have the 40s in their hand. But we go to Beer Park. We're eating with them. You know, Brendan, he's
You've
pretty
had a
chill.
few.
I've had a few.
A couple more than a few.
We drink more at Beer Park.
Beers, or did you get like a...
Alyssa and I split the truffle fries, like what they had at Area 15, but it was at Beer Park, and those are really good.
No, I meant like, did you get like one of the like the slushy?
Oh, I didn't know. I was just drinking straight beer pretty much that whole day.
Straight beer.
Straight beer. And then, you know, we chatted up. We go our separate ways, and I'm drunk as shit, and we're trying to walk back to our hotel. Alyssa's a little buzzed.
She's smelled a beer, so she's
She
a
had
little
like
bit buzzed.
she had like 2 drinks, and she was like, "I'm feeling it." And she at one point she was like holding onto my arm when we were in the casino, and she was like, "Don't lose me."
Oh God!
I was like, "I don't think I could possibly lose you." But anyway, we ate at Public House again, and we shared those nachos.
Oh, that one sports bar.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they had those shirts that say "Do it in public" on the back. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't know. They had an eating challenge, didn't they?
Yeah,
it was like $99 or some shit.
Yeah, and it was like you had to eat like 5 double cheeseburgers in a whole milkshake
On a stack, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like the patties were all
yes.
stacked.
And I was like, I don't think I could do that within a day.
And
like,
all you get is like
an hour, I
shirt
think,
or something.
Yeah, it was like a shirt, and then your meal was free. But I was like, ain't no way anybody's doing. Like, I was looking around trying to see, like, does anyone have this on their plate?
No. They've got it specifically designed so that they're going to make money off of that.
Oh yeah, and they didn't card us either at Public House.
Nice.
I might be getting them in trouble, but anyway,
we'll bleep the name.
Anyway,
we won't.
So now it's probably pretty late in the night.
Hey, don't tell anyone.
Pretty late in the night, and this is like the first time we're like actually just gonna gamble until the night's over. And so we're gambling. Alyssa's getting pretty tired. She goes to bed. I stay up.
Oh,
and I'm like,
take a couple runs to the ATM, did we?
I'm like, no, honestly.
Okay.
First night.
Did you give yourself a limit? 200?
Yes. This time
300?
my limit was, I think it was 400 again.
400?
Yeah, because that's what I lost last time.
Okay.
And I go to the virtual roulette table.
Okay.
I'm sitting there for probably about hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, feeling good. I put 20
after she goes to bed.
After she goes to bed. So I put in one $20 bill.
Are you hitting darts?
I'm hitting darts.
Yeah.
Because I can only smoke cigarettes when I'm in Vegas.
Right.
Or,
is that your rule you guys made for you?
Yeah, or like if we're at a party and like someone has cigs, I just
drunk
can't,
cigs.
Yeah, I just can't buy them unless I'm in Vegas.
Okay.
So Alyssa goes to bed. I'm hitting this roulette table, virtual roulette.
Black, red, black.
I put in my 20. I'm playing both of the machines.
Oh,
like at first I was just focused on one until I went up $50 from my original 20. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty drunk.
I'm gonna pop this Adderall and I'm hitting both of these motherfuckers.
That's how it felt, low key. I was just so buzzed off the nicotine and drunk off of drinking because they come up and offer you free beer when you're at a place for so long.
And you're like, yes, like before they. You're like, keep them coming.
I would see one out of the peripheral and I was, get over here. Hey, you. And I'm sitting there. Like I said, hour and a half goes by. I'm up $120.
Hey.
And I was like, this is fucking awesome.
So you put 20 in and you're up 120.
I'm up 120. And then this gay couple sits down by me. And I did something.
2 girls or 2 boys?
2 boys.
2 boys. Men.
And
guys.
I hope.
Wait, what? Anyways.
And I did something I probably shouldn't do when you're in Vegas and drunk. But I'm just winning my money, placing my shit down. I see them sit down behind me. They have like a tall can.
It's okay. That's a motion.
They have a tall can, and it's lime green. I was like, hey, what are you guys drinking? He was like, Bud Light Lime. And I was like, I've never had one of those before. He was like, do you want to try it? It was already open. He had already been drinking from it. Sober me would have been...
You took a drink from the stranger's can?
Sober me would have been like, oh, I might have to try that sometime. But drunk me was like, yeah, I'll take a sip.
I'll put my mouth on anything.
He could have drugged it. He could have been like, I'm going to rape this guy tonight. But they were pretty nice. They were from, where were they? They were from France.
No shit.
Yeah, from France. And we had a conversation. We were chilling. And now I'm up like 180.
Damn.
I like place a bet. I checked.
I'm drinking my beer. I'm drinking his beer. I'm hitting my cigarettes.
I hit one more hit, waiting for the ball to spin. I check my phone. It's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. And then I think I lost that one, but I was like, I'm going to put one more $40 bet on...
What bets were you making? Were you just betting on colors?
Just
or
colors.
Numbers?
Colors and the 1 to 18 and the 19 to 36.
Okay.
I was just purely looking at odds.
Like columns and...
I thought I broke the system like we thought with the quick hits.
I mean, we did.
I was winning so
honest.
much money. We broke Vegas.
Yeah, we did. We stole.
We stole money.
We ended up losing, but if we did quit while we were ahead, we would have had money.
We would have had money and not been broke.
Hey. I would argue that because it's a trip, right? If you're up $40, you're not just going to be done.
Especially on the second day.
You're going to be done when you leave because you're on a vacation trip.
Yeah.
But let's say you live by Vegas and you go, I'm going to stop in real quick and hit the quick hit blitzes until I get a bonus, and then I'm going to go home.
Yeah, that'd be perfectly fine.
Then I feel like I would have a good system down.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you're
so up 180.
I'm up 180. I lose, whatever $20 bet I had, so I'm up 160. I'm like, I'm going to hit this $40 bet and go to bed. I put it on black, I'm pretty sure is what it was. And I look over at the gay dudes, and I kind of like look at them in their eye, and I'm like, if I hit this, I'm leaving. Like I said it like that. I was like, if I hit this, I'm leaving. And so it's spinning, and they were like, good luck, bro. It's spinning, hits black, and I go, I'm on top of the world. And I was like,
you yelled that?
I yelled that.
You yelled that in a Vegas casino?
Even though I was only up at that point $200. And my drunk ass.
$20 to 200? That's a what? 200%
increase? Yeah, essentially.
I might have got that wrong.
Well,
out of zero? I don't know.
And so I don't pull my card out. I forget my card in there. I don't realize it yet.
How many times did you do that?
Only that night.
Because you did that all the time.
Alyssa would usually remind me, but she wasn't there with me that time.
Your handler wasn't there.
My handler wasn't there. And so I get up to the hotel room. I open the door. Mind you, it's 2:30 in the morning. And I walk into our hotel room and I go, I'm on top of the world.
In case you didn't hear it from downstairs.
Right. And Alyssa goes, great. Go to bed.
It was a dream?
No.
Oh my God.
No. But
I thought it was one of your dreams.
No.
Oh, you fucking.
But Brendan thinks that that's where I got that part from my dream.
From Alyssa telling you to go to bed.
Go to bed. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to bed. I'm like putting my wallet away. And I notice I don't have my card on me. And I'm like, I forgot my card downstairs. She was like, it's fine. You can
But did you have your ticket?
I had my ticket.
Your $200 ticket?
Just not my card. She was like, that's okay. You've done it before. We can just get it a new one down there. I was like, no. I got to go get this. Not this one. It's my lucky one.
Not this time.
So I sprint down the hallway, get in the elevator, go down, sprint through the casino. I'm sure people were looking at me like,
they're like, that guy's on top of the world.
I didn't put my shoes back on. I'm running around with my socks. And I walk up to the gay guys and I go, I forgot my card. And they were like, yeah, you better grab that. Like casually, like as if I didn't just scream, I'm on top of the world and left. Yeah, you better grab that. And so that ended that night. Then the next day.
Oh my God. It's funny how, because the last time we had gone to Vegas, I came back with quite a story. It seems like if you just apply yourself a little bit when you go to Vegas, you will come home with a story.
With a story, yeah. But the next day is where everything kind of went downhill. So I'd say first night, downhill. Second, uphill.
I mean, on top of the world.
On top of the fucking world.
You're on Mount Everest.
Third day, we go eat lunch. At this point, Alyssa's like, I kind of want some comfort food. So there was a food court.
She's still down from the timeshare thing. She's still down in the dumps.
Yeah. She had fun. She had fun the night before. But yeah, anyway, she was like, I saw Panda was in that food court. And I was like, okay, I won't get Panda, but I'll eat. Oh, there's a Del Taco in Excalibur. I was like, I'll go with you to Panda, and then we'll get me some Del Taco because I never had it before.
Were those one workers still at that one burger place?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I ever walked past there this time because we were in your tower this time. We were in the the resort.
Yeah,
you were in the resort
where you could
tower.
See the strip.
Yep, and the view was pretty good. We got a pretty good view.
Sweet.
So we go to Panda. Surprisingly, with how expensive all the restaurants are, the fast food places were only like $2 more than what they would have been here. So, because I looked into Cane's and I was like trying to just figure out what a box combo would be. It was only like $16. So I was like, honestly, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. But anyway, so after we do that, Alyssa's like, I want to go to Nuwu.
Don't even say that fucking word.
I want to go to Nuwu. So we get an Uber, we go to Nuwu.
When you sent me that fucking picture
of Nuwu,
I was out with PTSD. Not really, but I was like, God, it's even more ominous in the daytime.
You saw that picture and you're like,
No.
So we get there. And
but I did say I took it and I showed Lena like that's the bench that I went to sit down on, and then I promptly got up and ran to the bathroom because I thought I was going to throw up.
Yep. And to give you a little background, it was only like 60 degrees at best there. Yeah. So like in the sun, it felt good, but Alyssa got a joint and I got a drink this time.
A THC drink.
Yeah, a THC drink that was called Margarita. And I was like,
okay,
sounds
not like margarita or anything,
just margarita. And I was like, okay.
But it wasn't a margarita.
No,
okay,
no alcohol in it whatsoever.
Okay,
tasted like a margarita. But anyway, Alyssa she wants to smoke on the bench. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can sit down and drink. It's kind of chilly.
Pre-roll joint.
We were in the shade. I was like, I'm not packed for this. Like,
right.
I was like, fuck, it's cold.
So like the same bench we sat down on.
Yeah. Okay. Like, I think it was the exact same bench.
No.
And,
so she got a pre-roll joint for herself?
Yeah. And I got the drink, and that's all we got.
Right.
And so I drank pretty much half of my drink and I took maybe like 2 puffs off the joint. I was feeling it. I was faded into hope. It was bad.
Do you think like from the drink or like how do they?
I don't know.
How do they determine the strength? Like
I don't know how
is
edibles
it in terms
work.
Of milligrams?
Yeah, I think it is in terms of milligrams.
Like this is a 30 milligram drink.
But I don't know how that equates to like a gram blunt. I don't.
Is that how much the blunts are? 1 gram?
I think the joint she got was either 1 or 0.75 gram. So it was close to 1 gram. And anyway.
But then how do they determine the percentage of like how strong it is?
I couldn't tell you, but I felt high from the joint.
And they didn't have Royal Gorilla, right?
They didn't.
Because it should be banned.
That shit was laced with PCP.
It had to be.
But no, I had a couple of hits off the joint and I was feeling it. And then we get back to Excalibur.
You were on top of the world in a different way.
I was on top of the world in a different way. And I forgot to mention that morning, since I did feel on top of the world, we went to the Primrose and I got those bottomless mimosas again.
Okay.
And so I pretty much used that ticket to pay for like pretty much it paid for the whole meal, and I still had like 80 some bucks.
Right.
Because I got the steak and eggs because I was like,
steak and eggs.
I'm balling out. Because like I was like last time I think I got the biscuits and gravy and they weren't that good.
Right.
Anyway,
but right now you're on top of the world.
Right now I'm on top of the world. Yeah. We get back to the hotel. We get to our room, and I'm like, I kind of need to lay down.
I'm zooted.
I was like, I'm feeling like I didn't know if it was like the drink or just the 2 puffs off the joint, but I was like, I need to lay down. So I lay down. Friends was on the TV. Alyssa's
How's Alyssa
it.
feeling?
She's enjoying it. She smoked pretty much that whole thing. Like she didn't. Or I guess she left a little bit so she could smoke the next morning or whatever. And so I'm like, I need to take a nap.
So you're super high.
I'm super high. I take a nap. The rest of the day I felt like jittery. And so like I said, I'd cashed that voucher out. So I had it all in cash on me. Mm-hmm. We're going to meet. No. We did something. I can't remember. Anyway, we were walking by a group of people that were like, yo, you want to buy my CD? Or you want a CD? Like they were a group of rappers. I was like, no, I don't have any money to give you.
You're like, you know what? I am kind of into new music. And they're like, you just got to take a 3-hour tour. And you're like, no, not again.
Not again. But they were like, oh, no, it's free. I'm like, okay. Again, like I said, I didn't have you with me to just be like, no. Because last time we went, when anybody tried to scam us, you were just like, no, good. Or no, we're good. Thanks. And we just walked past them. Alyssa didn't help me with that. She would let me interact with these people. And he's like, here, it's free. I was like, oh, if it's free, I'll take it. And he was like, we would just like any donations you can give us. I was like, okay, I think I got a 5 in my wallet. He's like, anything up to 20 would be good. So I'm like, you know what? I'm on top of the world. Here's a 20. Another guy runs up to me. Yo, but I'm part of the band too. Yo, hook me up. And I'm like, fuck, I just gave this guy a 20. I was like, okay.
Like, I just gave your boy 20. You guys can go split it.
That's what I said at first. And he was like, no. Like, he gets to keep that. And I don't know. I was high. Like, I was out of it. I was like, okay, here's a 20. And the third guy comes up to me. And he was like, I'm the one who introduced you guys. And Alyssa just grabs my arm and she pulls me away. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, guys. She's pulling me away. So why
didn't she do that like 30 seconds ago?
She was letting me learn. And it was...
and she's also high.
And she's also high. So it was probably for the best that I just kind of went with it. And so I lost $40 to a couple of rappers on the street.
Was the music any good?
I didn't even listen to the CD.
But you got the CD.
I don't know what happened. I think Alyssa threw it away. And so I didn't even get to listen to see if the music was any good. I know.
The CD that you paid $40
$40 for, which is like 30 times more than a CD.
Imagine you pop it into a CD player and it's just like, I scammed your bitch ass. You shouldn't have bought that shit, you idiot.
And every day we keep walking. Streets get more and more blocked off by the F1 stuff. And also, this is kind of shady, or not shady, but I'd say on some fuck shit. They were like tarping the side. I don't know if it was for our safety or just so that we had to pay to watch the F1 race, but they were tarping it. So you couldn't see through.
What do you mean tarping it?
Like so they were putting up like the track, like the blocks or the barricades, and then they'd put up fences, and then they'd put these black tarps on the fences so you couldn't see through them.
Okay.
And I was like,
just
okay.
Like on the street.
That's what you'd think. So I was like, well, maybe if we went up there.
Where were the black tarps?
Oh, yeah, they were all along the street. And I was like, oh, well, maybe like everywhere pretty much where the track was going. I was like, oh, well, maybe if, like it wasn't supposed to start, like time trials or practices were on the last day we were there, last night that we were going to stay. And so I was like, I bet we could probably like go up on the bridge or something. And if we got there early enough, we'd get in front of a line or something to watch them go by.
Right.
No, they tarped those too.
Wait, so because what day were you there?
We were there
Like, what day did you get there?
We were there Monday, Tuesday. Monday was the first day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was the last night.
And when was the F1 starting?
Friday. The F1 wasn't going to... The races weren't going to start until, I think, Saturday.
But they were going
to do practice laps
runs.
And time trials.
Gotcha.
So I was like, oh. Eventually I was thinking on our last day we could go try to watch them. Nope. On that third day, I noticed, they're tarping the bridge, too. Cool.
So they're like, are they driving part of the route on the strip?
Yeah. Yeah, some of it was on the strip. And Alyssa's coworker was there at the same time we were, but she was staying at the Bellagio. And she was high enough up and had a view of the strip to where she could see.
You might even say she was on top of the world.
She was on top of the
world. That's what we're titling this episode.
We might as well. Oh. I'm on top of the world. And...
I will forget.
And so, back to where I was going with this. So we went to the Hershey factory.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you go to any exhibits? Like, did you make it a point to like, well... Because that was my biggest thing with Vegas was like, there's so much shit. And
you can't do it all.
Right. Everything costs money.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it all. And it almost feels like you're missing out while you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, for example, while we were in the Luxor, there's like a Titanic exhibit.
Yep, they still had that there.
We're not doing that because we're doing this playground thing.
And they also had the King Tut exhibit.
Right.
In
so,
the
like,
Luxor.
what all, like the Hershey's, like, what all did you do that we didn't?
We went to the King Tut exhibit. That was one of the tickets we got for free from doing that timeshare bullshit. So
was that legit?
Yeah, actually, okay. I did fuck with that because, I mean, I'm sure you remember we learned a lot about Egyptian stuff in our religion class just because the Jews were in Egypt for a good section of Genesis or whatever they were there for, whatever books they were in.
Exodus.
Yeah, they were leaving. Yep. Okay. So anyway. So that was pretty cool. It was King Tut's tomb. They showed us all about how, his dad, I want to say, was wanting one god, which was the sun god. But then King Tut took over and he was like, nah, fuck one god when I can have all the gods. And then, talked about how he died and whatnot. And showed us like all the different types of like weapons they would use during that time era
in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, and they had like a whole bunch of. Obviously, they were fake relics, and I even pointed at them. I was like, "Those aren't real. Like, look at the painting on them. Like, that's not real." But I get the gist of what they're trying to do. It was worth it. And
what about the Hershey?
The Hershey's didn't cost anything. Like, it's just a store you can walk into.
Oh, it's not an exhibit or museum or anything.
But they had these massive Hershey bars. Like, I'm talking like it was actually chocolate. And I was
I would hope so.
I was concerned for anybody's life who would buy them because they were just massive.
Like 2 foot long?
Yes, like I wouldn't say, but God, they were fucking big.
Just, like, how thick were they? How much do you think they weighed?
Oh, I want to say they were like 25 pounds or something like that.
That's a hefty chocolate bar.
Yeah, like giant chocolate bar. It was like $60.
Oh my God.
And I just looked at those and I was like, we ain't getting those on the plane.
Right.
We ain't taking
so you would
these
have
back.
to eat it all. Yeah. And ain't no way you're doing that.
No. And so we did that. We did the M&M store, which was also free. And then we went to this art museum.
Okay.
And we meet this very funny character.
I was going to say, are there any characters on this trip?
Oh,
besides the heavy lady and the gay couple.
And like all the actual characters that are on the street that are dressed up,
Right.
But that actually...
The rappers.
Yeah, that actually brings me...
I guess you have told me a bunch of characters.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That actually brings me to a funny point. short and sweet, but there was these two guys. One was dressed up as Mario and one was dressed up as Luigi, and one of like this family was walking by and they're like, oh look, it's Mario. And then the guy in the Luigi costume goes, well, what about Luigi?
They're like, Luigi's a murderer. Have you seen the news? Anyway,
so we go to this art museum, and it was all virtual. Like, there's no actual paintings there, just all virtual. Which
projections and stuff.
Like, yeah, like the wall was a screen,
right?
Like all the walls were screens, and you know me, I love art, but I don't need the physical painting there for me to enjoy a painting. But anyway, we get there. It's supposed to be $40 a person. We're like, that's fine. We expected that in Vegas. But this guy comes out. And he's wearing one of their branded sweatshirts.
Okay.
And we're like, this guy wants to talk to us. And he's
legit.
like, hey, are you guys about to buy tickets? We're like, yeah. He was like, well, here's how you do it on here. And so we start pulling it up. And he's like, do you guys have cash? And we were like, no, even though we did. He was like, well, I could get you a better deal if you guys had cash on you. And Alyssa was like, I've got cash on me. And he was like, okay, so here's what we're going to do.
Oh my God, what?
And
here's what
we're going to do. You're going to hand me your phone with the cash underneath. I'm going to pretend to scan it. And then I'm going to escort you guys in. And so I'm looking at Alyssa. I'm like, this sounds like a scam. This sounds like a scam so bad. And so she put only $40 under her phone. So enough to get one person in, you know, if we would have paid for them legitly. And we're just like, this seems so sus. Like, I don't think this is real. So we give it to him. He just goes, beep. And he like takes it away from him.
Did he make a beep sound with his mouth?
Yep. Yeah.
With his mouth?
Legit beep sound. And he's like looking around. Beep. Scans the second. Second one.
So is this just a guy that's trying to do a side hustle?
I think so, because then he, in fact, escorted us in and was like, these guys are good. And so I was like,
So he was posing as a worker.
I think he was a worker.
You can just give me $40 and I'll just let you guys go in.
Right.
For the price of one.
Yes.
And make them think I scanned your $80
worth of tickets. And so this whole time we're thinking, oh my God, we're going to get fucking scammed Vegas, out of $40, bro. And he did that for us, escorted us in. The whole place was beautiful. I don't remember what it was called, but it was kind of by that one that has the drinks at the top that you were talking about. The Metropolitan, is that what it's called?
Neapolitan.
Yeah.
No,
that's not it.
Is it Neapolitan? Neapolitan is the ice cream.
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
That's a drink.
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan.
Oh. It was where that hotel is.
But I think that's what it is. Cosmopolitan Las Vegas.
Yep.
Cosmopolitan.
Yep. It was by there. It was beautiful.
Maybe that's what you thought with the drinks, because that's what it's called.
Yeah. It was beautiful. There's a whole bunch of art, and there was this one room where it was like it was like an animal coloring page. And it was like you can color what colors you want on the animal, and you can scan it, and that animal will go up on the wall.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And so it was like
interactive too.
Yeah, it was like all of these animals that other people had made and put up on the screen. And so Alyssa and I drew one in, put it up
someone
there.
Just fucking made a swastika or a dick or something.
Honestly, I was surprised no one used any profanity or drew a dick or like any.
Well, they might be able to scan it or like see that
offensive.
And delete it.
Yeah, that's very possible. So we did that. We went to the Bellagio to see the garden again.
Yeah.
It was 100% different.
What?
The whole garden was not the same. They had winter flowers out. The whole thing
Did they have like the carriages and like the princesses and whatnot?
The princesses?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, they had like the mockingbird, the teapots when we were there. They didn't have that this time. None of it was the same.
What? They change it a lot.
Yeah, it was set up for Christmas.
Oh.
Giant teddy bear, big gingerbread house, They had a big tree. They had this train track with a train on it that had a GoPro that you could like. They had these screens set up that you could watch what the train's seeing as it goes around the Bellagio garden.
Vegas is such a fucking tourist.
It's crazy, bro.
Fucking place.
And we're going back in June or July. But anyway.
You love Vegas, huh? Don't you?
Well, that one's going to be for Alyssa. She's got some girls going to a pageant
right.
there.
And you're like, well, I'm going to Vegas.
I might as well tag along, I guess. Fuck.
You played some quick hit blitzes, though.
I did.
I saw some videos
and I did
of you
win.
and Alyssa.
Yeah, I did win some money. And the majority...
Were you doing our system where we would get the bonus, hop seat, get the bonus, hop seat?
Yep. And
I'm telling you, man, we
that's the
figured
strat.
something out.
That's the strat. And this lady had to have been pissed one of these times that we did it because she was not winning. And I was on the machine next to her, and she was like, fuck this, I'm going to this one.
So then
and I hit the bonus on mine. I hopped over to hers. It took me like 3 tries, and I got the bonus. I was like,
while we were doing that, did she see you hit the bonus?
Yep. She watched me. She watched the whole mini game and everything just to see. She's probably preying on my downfall, and I think I won like $50.
Then you hopped 2 seats over,
and then at that point I was like, I'm just gonna go around that corner that had more on the other side. I was like, I'm just gonna go over there.
Yeah, there's like 12 of them.
Yeah,
dude, when we were doing that, and then we ran out because we hit all of them because it was 2 of us going at once, so it went twice as fast. I remember like we went to those, like one of them had like chicks on it or whatever. Mm-hmm. I remember when we were doing that, there was a lady playing her machine that must have ran out, and she got up to go get more money.
Oh,
I
yeah.
instantly sat down in her seat. I won the bonus, and I hopped up and left before she even saw me there. The seat was still warm. She had just left moments ago to get more money, and I stole her bonus.
And so then we met up with Brendan and Chloe again and ate at just like a bar that was inside the Excalibur. I got some chicken tenders because I was still kind of like faded. Like I wasn't high, but
was this the third day still?
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling right. Like I was just like, I don't know. Like I'm just not feeling good.
That Vegas weed, man.
And so I took one bite of these chicken tenders and I was like
didn't feel well.
I didn't feel like eating them, but then I like had a beer and I downed the beer and I felt
good. Drank your way out of it?
Yeah, I drank my way out of it. The chicken tenders still tasted like shit, so I was like, well, I'll find something later. I'm sure I'll stay up. And so then that night, I hit those roulette, the virtual roulette.
You went back again?
I went back, and Alyssa was like, she, I think, pulled out 100. She either pulled out 100 or 200 because she lost inevitably $200. But she also lost a lot of the money that I won. But to be fair, I was like, I came into Vegas with more money than she had. And I was like, yeah, like you can use my spare money.
I mean, you are married now. So technically everything should be split 50-50.
So I was like, yeah, here you go. She'd come back up to me.
I need more money.
Can I have some more money? I'd be like, well, I did just win more on the roulette table.
Did you feel like just an absolute pimp?
I kind of did. Like, at some point, I was just like...
handing Alyssa money. I need another one.
How many you need, baby?
How much you want, baby? 40?
40?
See how long that gets.
So
you better turn that into 80 now.
She was playing on some
I don't know why it became
She was playing on some Alice in Wonderland type slot game. And then this might be out of the time preference or the timeline, but she came up to me and showed me the Snapchat video. You know how I said her coworker went there? Showed me the Snapchat video of her coworker's slot machine going up, $2,000.
What?
She won $2,000.
What game?
Just some slot. I don't even remember what slot it was.
Up. Like
the numbers. The numbers just kept going higher and higher until eventually it stopped at $2,000. And then she went and bought a Gucci bag.
Was it like an older style slot?
No, it was one of like the newer ones with all like the images and stuff on the screen.
Okay, so it wasn't like the 3 roller whatever. Shit.
$2,000. Could you imagine if we would have done that? I would have quit.
I would have been able to feel way better about my spending on the trip.
I was gonna say we were winning like $75, $50 here and there.
Our bonuses were like 80.
Yeah. But
50.
if I would have won $2,000, I would have stopped. I would have been like, Jake, I'm taking.
Well,
I wouldn't have stopped. I would have put aside at least like 1,500 of it, and been
exactly.
Like, I'm gonna get this other 500.
If you win 2,000, you can still walk out of there with money, and like when we went, we put our limit at like 200-300.
Mm-hmm.
You could take 200-300 from that and still walk away with 1,700.
Right. And so I was just like, bro, I would not, especially in Vegas, I would not go buy a Gucci bag. That thing's probably about $100, $200 more, maybe even $500 more than it would have been worth here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. But yeah, so ultimately the last day came, and we're about to leave, get on a plane, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm already down 300. I was like, what if I put
it all back here at the airport?
No, not at the airport. Right before we leave the casino.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what if I put $100 on red or black and call it good? I put $100 on black. Granted, in my excuse, the 5 numbers previously drawn were red. So I was like, there's these 2 guys sitting next to me. I was like, should I put 100 on black? And the guy sitting right next to me was like, nah, you should probably wait. And I was like,
weren't you that guy that was previously on top of the world?
No, not the same people. But I was like,
you want to try my beer?
I was like, should I put 100 on black? And he's like, no, not this time. Just wait a couple more. And I was like, I'm putting 100 on black.
Don't tell me no.
And I was like, if it hits, I'm walking out. If it doesn't hit, I'm walking out. It doesn't hit. I lose 400. But I lose 400 total.
Damn.
Alyssa lost 200 total. But it was worth it. Like I had a fun time. Alyssa had a fun time.
Wait, are you counting the 200 you were up?
Yeah, I lost that. The 200.
But are you counting that as part of your 400?
Yeah.
So you really only lost 220.
Yeah, and technically I did use some of that money to buy our breakfast at Primrose, so...
lost.
Yeah, so... But, like, I wouldn't count food as losing money.
Well, you didn't lose it, but it was... If you're thinking about it as a total that you came with...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's however you want to define it, but...
I don't know. I usually define it as how much I plan to lose. Yeah. Like if I plan to lose 400 and I do lose 400, that's fine. But I don't count food and stuff into that because I'm going to have to eat anyway.
Right.
So
you kind of saved money there.
Yeah. In that aspect. Yeah.
Or broke even.
Yeah.
Spencer was telling me that, and we might have to try this next time, or when you go to Vegas, I want you to do this. I'm giving you an assignment.
Okay.
Apparently, he said the connecting airports, or like the airports that you land at, apparently the machines are more likely to pay out because they want you to go into Vegas with more money.
Really?
To spend.
So
who knows?
If it's true, it'd be beneficial to hit them when you're leaving.
No.
Oh,
well, maybe if those are the same. If it's the same airport that you land at, I don't know. Is it the same?
It was the same airport, but we had a different gate. So maybe they do it by gates. Like these are the gates that come in.
Right.
These are the gates that go out.
When you land in Vegas. Right when you land in Vegas, I would play a couple machines because they might be more likely to pay out because you're there coming in and they want you to have more money to spend in Vegas.
Huh. That is actually interesting. That would make sense, though.
Granted, those are probably also Vegas's machines anyway.
Right.
So
That's what I was.
They may or may not have this. Everything, there's no true. Well, if you do this, there's no real system.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So who knows?
But I mean, Brendan's the type of person to not gamble. And I think Vegas is a place where if you don't drink and don't gamble, it's still fun to go there.
Oh, yeah. There's still a lot
like
to
at least
do.
once or twice. Because, there's so much to do that you would not even possibly get through it all in one visit.
There's a lot of sites, museums,
unless
exhibits.
Your one visit was a whole year in Vegas. That would be the only possibility.
Right. Unless your first visit, the first night you go to a dispensary. Just kidding. That was why I retold that story to a couple friend of ours, and they were dying laughing. Especially when I said Alyssa was like, I thought it was raining.
I told a couple guys at work today because I was telling them how I was going to come over here for the podcast, and they hadn't heard that story yet. So I was like, let me tell you this.
So what you should have told them was to go listen to episode. I wish I could remember.
I think it's like 42.
44?
Oh, that was actually close. We both said that.
I think it was 44.
I want to say it was a two-parter, so I think it might be 43 and 44.
No, the two-parter was with you and
and Ben.
Schmeling.
So that would have been earlier than that.
The way I remember it was the episode 4 on our podcast where we do the 4 locos is when I told the crazy wheelchair story.
Yep.
And then I was like, how serendipitous that the next crazy story I'm telling is episode 44. I think. I could be wrong, but I'm going to go check. Because I do kind of want to plug it since it's on the same topic.
Mm-hmm. But we'll also have to hit...
Yeah, it was... Okay, that was 2 parts.
It was 2 parts?
But it wasn't... You weren't on it. It was me and Cam.
Episode
44... titled Royal Gorilla
Yep.
is the episode because right before that you and I were on
and we weren't talking about that story.
No, because we hadn't gone yet.
Else. Yeah.
So that was episode Picture This.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's what we would always say.
Picture this.
Picture this. So I think that about does it. I'm glad you had fun on your trip. I'm glad you brought some good stories back that you could share with me and provide some content on the pod. I like using my friends for the interesting stuff that happens in their lives, and I see them as no value except for the stories they carry. Just kidding. I love you dearly, and thanks for coming on. Thank you guys for watching and listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you want audio only. Mm-hmm. YouTube if you want to see our pretty faces and our pretty sweaters. And...
I need
all that shit. What?
I need to do something to where I could so have you seen those TikTok videos where they're usually having a podcast video over someone playing a game? I've always wanted to see if we could do your podcast underneath my just blank stream that doesn't have any audio.
True.
Just to get, both of it in the same
Sure.
pool of people,
What is your stream?
So
my
streamer name on Twitch is Taco Johnson.
Taco Johnson.
Taco Johnson.
Let's go.
And pretty much I just like play any
pretty chill
game. Yeah, just I've played. You've been on it a couple of times where I've had
just
you,
whenever I'm in.
Whenever
Xbox
you're
party.
on, yeah, because you're never on. But but yeah, no. Check this guy out. His podcast has what now? 60 episodes.
I think this is episode 64.
Yeah.
It's either 64, 65. I don't know.
Yeah, check him out, guys. If you haven't seen him, go back, watch all the episodes.
Yeah, if this is the first episode you're ever listening to, go back, listen to them all, then comment on this video. I don't know.
And then go to Vegas.
And then go to bed.
And then go to bed.
Thank you all for watching. Until next time, don't do a timeshare plan because it's a fucking scam.
Don't do it.
No matter what they tell you,
It's bonk. Bonk in the night.
Stay on top of the world.
I'm on top of the world.